you guys doing, people? Welcome back to the Outlaw Performance Garage. Nice to see you. Hey, how you guys doing today? Today, man, we're gonna talk about that surprise I was telling you guys about, that new project that we have going down for the beast, the ZL1 Outlaw Performance car. So I don't know how to break this down to you, but man, I still got butterflies in my stomach. So this bad boy, we'll go ahead and do a recap of it. So this bad boy is sitting at a whopping 750 rear wheel horsepower on a hot day. That's 100 degrees, 750 rear wheel horsepower, 17 psi under this hood, under this magnificent hood that was wrapped by Paradox the Rapper. I was gonna go ahead and go with the motor build, but instead, not right now. So I have met a gentleman on Craigslist who is an engine builder, and I posted up just for shits and giggles my ported Kong's blower for a disclosed amount. And man, he hit me up. You know, it wasn't coming with the lid, it wasn't coming with the fuel rails, but it had everything else in it. You know, I was throwing the heat exchanger in, the throttle body, of course the ported Kong's blower. Oh yeah, I threw in the stock injectors, which was good, and so there's that. Oh yeah, the Stewart pump, stock pump for the intercooler, gave him that and some hoses, and that's all I could offer him. You know, I had to keep all the sensors and everything for the top, because what we're gonna do is we are gonna go ahead and push the Kong's 2650 on this bad boy. Now, I know what you're saying, guys. I know what you're thinking. You're like, oh, that's gonna be too much power, too much power. But I have found two fellow YouTubers with nice shops that have pushed 2650s on these LSA cars and with the stock bottom end. And I have found them at 901 rear wheel horsepower, and I found another one at 910 rear wheel horsepower. Now, there's a couple differences from the difference from my car and their car is that they had a set of ported heads. So they had either a Frankenstein head or their own head ported and polished. And they also had a bigger camshaft. So this is a mild cam. When I show people the specs on this cam, they tell me it's like a stage 1 to 2. So it's not a very big cam. I mean, Lingenfelter was making with this cam I think 630 rear wheel horsepower on pump gas. We've pushed this thing all the way to freaking 750, so I think it's a success. Since I have been working on this car, taking it all apart with my boy Mikey, good old Mikey, it's been over a year that this car has held together, and it's been working beautifully on the street, handling business. I mean, when we go out in this car, I mean, we don't put it around. Like, as soon as I hit the street, boom, full throttle real quick. You know what I'm saying? So I know I haven't got to put this car to the test. I regret that I haven't been able to race Mike, or race this guy. His name is Manip, and he has the GT 500 Mustang Cobra, badass car, 700 and something horsepower. And I haven't been able to race Mike's boy with the 1100 horsepower Hellcat, but I can't pass up a deal like this. This guy is gonna buy the blower, so I have a big chunk of change going down on this new blower. So we're gonna freaking pull this blower off, we're gonna give it to him, then we're gonna go off. And I've talked to Rick at Synergy Performance in Livermore. This dude is gonna spec me out like his highest port and polish on these heads that you can go. They're gonna build it with the titanium retainers, the dual valve springs, the intercom exhaust, you name it, they're gonna freaking whip it up and dial it in. And he's gonna spec out a custom grind cam that's gonna be maximum effort for this combination. So we're gonna go there. I've also spoke to Kong Performance, Greg, the owner, and he says to keep this car around 850 to 900 to the wheel with my 8.66 lower pulley, go with his Grip Tech 3.25. So we're gonna be spinning this baby, the new blower, way slower than the last blower. So the temperatures are gonna stay cooler, but it's gonna create a ton of power. So we're gonna push this motor to the limit. We're gonna see what it can do. We're gonna see if it'll do it. We're gonna see what it's gonna do. We're gonna see if it's gonna put a smile on my own. I have faith in this motor, and if it does, if something does happen and we can't use this stock bottom end, I have already had plans to have it built and forged. That was gonna be somewhere down the line, but you know, if that happens, then we're gonna go ahead and do a motor build. But until then, we're gonna run this baby to its outer limits, and we're gonna push it. We're gonna have some freaking fun doing it, and then we're gonna get some races lined up, and we're gonna go out there and have a freaking bunch of fun. So let's get right into it, people. Okay, so there she blows. Here we go, guys. This is the last time this thing's gonna be looking like this for a minute. It's freaking beautiful, right? We put this together right here at the Outlaw Performance Garage. We got that beautiful catch can. We got the 102 throttle body, 5-inch custom made intake by me. Freaking some nice lines coming off, cooling lines for that ported blower. There's all of our lower and super dampers down there, and there's all of our pulleys. We're gonna pull this bad boy apart. I mean, it's gonna be in pieces, guys, so let's do this. Let's do this right here in the garage and then freaking test our work at the dyno. So let's get to it. Alright, so here it is. Man, look at this bad boy. Look at this thing. Hood off in all its glory. Man, that thing is looking sick. You know, I didn't get to drive around with the hood off, man. I should have did it one time, man. I know it had to be freaking a sight to see this thing riding down the freaking street, making that screaming, whining sound with no hood. You see the car, and then you look over here, and it's like, boom! Look at that thing. All right, so I removed the hood for one reason. You guys probably already know. Look at those heads. The heads are way back here. So I just want to make as much clearance as possible, so I'm not struggling and fighting trying to rip these off. We are going to do ARP mains head studs on this bad boy, so we don't get that head floating. So I got to make sure that I got plenty of room to get those studs torqued in there and all bolted down the way it should be. So let's get right into it. Let's do this. So here's the DSX Tuning E85 sensor. So here's the plug that goes to it, and it's a piggyback to this coil pack. So this would be the first on this side, 1 and then 2. So that's where it's connected. That's where it piggybacks in. See that? So don't forget that when you put that in. guys, as you can see, we're making progress. We got the lid off. There's the blower exposed. Man, I can't believe I'm doing it again. But this time we're gonna go even further and pull them heads off, so that ought to be a treat. Alright. Now there's not a lot of oil in here. That catch can is doing its job. Look at that. Last time I opened the brick up, there's oil all over these cooling fins right here. Now, there's no oil anywhere. I mean, there's a little bit of residue, but man, the catch can did its job to release the fuel line. So you want to put it in here. And what they don't tell you is that they don't tell you to push in on the other end. So you push in on this end and push in on this end at the same time, and it goes right in. And then you pull and it'll release really easily, and then we're out. So look here, we got ethanol coming out right here, just a little drip drop. But we got the basically the fuel line. Okay guys, so what I've done is I have moved all the electrical, any line that's going to interfere with when I lift this supercharger. I got it all out the way. Alright guys, that just about does it. Man, I'm tired. It's time for me to get inside and get some grub on, get some energy back in my system. So that's where we're going to end it for now. Next time I see you, we're going to continue with the teardown. We're going to get the supercharger out, go off and get it sold, and then continue pulling this bad boy apart until we get to the heart of it. So thank you so much for viewing, guys. Man, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you. Thanks for coming. Thanks for showing up and watching these videos. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell everybody you know. Help me out. Help this channel grow. Give me feedback, guys. Come on, comment. Let me know if you want to see something new. If you want me to do something in this car, let me know. But as you know, right now, we got this thing. We're tearing it down, and we're going to make some big horsepower numbers. So let's do this. I will see you next time, and thank you so much for viewing the Outlaw Performance Garage. Woo!